The Galaxy S21 and Galaxy S21 Ultra was just announced on the 14th, and I've had them for a few days now, and there are some things to talk about. The S21 is more of a budget-friendly phone, retailing for $799, which is $200 cheaper than last year's version starting off. The S21 Ultra retails for $1199, and the S21 Plus will retail for $999, but Samsung did not send the S21 Plus out for review. Of course, just like every year, Samsung does offer a lot of money if you're trading in an older phone too, so make sure you take advantage of that if you're going to buy this phone. Just like the latest iPhone, the S21 series will not come with a charging adapter in the box. It can be purchased for $20, or if you have a previous brick, you can use that too. The charging speeds are exactly the same as last year, so you're not missing out by not buying a new brick. Although I don't like this, I think you just have to get used to it. You can just keep up with all of your USB-C power bricks because you are going to need them going forward. Also inside the box, there isn't a set of headphones too. I don't like it, but you just got to deal with it. All three phones comes with Snapdragon's latest 888 processor. The S21 Ultra comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, but you can upgrade to 512. The S21 and S21 Plus comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 or 256 gigabytes of storage. Also, there is no expandable memory, so what you buy is what you're stuck with. First, let's talk about the S21, the cheapest of all three of the phones, but it still retains a lot of the same features from the S21 Plus. It has a 6.2-inch AMOLED display, it's Full HD Plus resolution, and it's flat. It comes with a high refresh rate that's adaptive from 48 to 120 Hz. Last year's version was 1440p at 60 Hz or 1080p at 120 Hz. So some people are going to look at that spec and say that this is a downgrade from last year's phone. Although it's relatively true, I will say that last year, majority of people that I know actually put their phone at 1080p for their 120 Hz. So a lot of people are not going to notice a difference, but technically it is a downgrade when it comes to the spec. The build is not made of glass, but it's a matte finish plastic, which to me feels great. It also makes the phone lighter than all glass builds. I don't think it feels cheap, although after using a Ultra or a phone that does have glass, you can definitely tell it's not as premium. Now, there are a few benefits that you don't get fingerprints on this, and it also won't crack if you drop it, and it doesn't get that dinged up easily when you just kind of, slide it across a desk. But of course, you still can get a D-brand skin. I do think they look great. You get some unique colors that you couldn't otherwise get with this phone. My skins didn't make it in just yet, but you can order your own on D-brand's website. For less than 20 bucks, you can make your phone look totally unique. Hit the links down below to D-brand your device. Now, speaking of unique colors, I really dig how the camera module has a different color than the body of the phone. I think it gives it a really cool look. On the Ultra, it's just the same color all the way through. I will say kudos to Samsung. They did a great job at hiding the camera bump. The back of the phone looks a whole lot better than it did on the S21 Ultra and the Note 20 Ultra. I just think this phone looks really good. So now I guess we'll move over to the Ultra. Here you will find a 6.8-inch QHD Plus dynamic OLED screen. It has adaptive refresh from 10 to 120 Hz. And yes, a full 120 Hz at Quad HD Plus resolution. Now what's interesting is to see how adaptive refresh helps with battery life. This is something I'll save for my review. Now this display is curved ever so slightly. It's not as bad as it may sound, and to me it feels as comfortable as a flat display, and it's made from all glass. So you get that premium build with that premium spec. So now moving over to the cameras, the S21 and the S21 Plus has the same specs as far as cameras, but the Ultra does take things to the next level with more cameras and better specs. I'll put the specs of the S21 camera on the screen and compare it directly to the Ultra, and you'll see what I mean. Now there's a lot to look through, but I'll draw your attention to a few specs that stands out to me. The Ultra does have a 40 megapixel front-facing camera with phase detection autofocus, and the S21 has 10 megapixel but with dual pixel autofocus. Comparing them side by side, I'd say I can see the difference between the two shots. Although on the surface they do look pretty similar, when punching in, you can see the details on the Ultra are just a little bit sharper than they are on the S21. But in low light, I am noticing the dual pixel autofocus is focusing faster than phase detection. And that is something you should expect, as dual pixel autofocus is better than phase detection. The back of the phone, the Ultra houses a quad camera setup, and the S21 has a triple camera setup. The extra camera is a 10x optical zoom, meaning it's a physical lens that provides 10 times the zoom without losing any quality. Now, using both phones over the past few days, I can easily say that the S21 is a very capable phone. It also feels great in the hand. As a person who likes smaller phones more now, it's just a joy to use. I will say the camera has a lot of features going for it, but the video side of things is really nice. I do like the one take mode a ton, and also there's a lot of different recording options available. I'll talk about those a bit more in my review. The Ultra is just an extremely high-end phone, and it feels like it. In the hand, it is comfortable, but it's just a little bit bigger for my taste. But you know, looking at that screen and just the pretty much bezel-less design, it's just a marvel to look at. And of course, Samsung, their body, their design is still the best. And I mean, this one just takes it to the next level. The 10x optical zoom is a lot of fun to play with, and I could see myself taking pictures of my kid from across the park, or taking pictures of something I couldn't otherwise get close to. So of course you do have space zoom, which is really fun to play with. You have 30x on the S21, and then you have 100x on the S21 Ultra. And just like last year, it doesn't look great. I mean, the technology is pretty cool, but it's just not practical yet. Ultra wide on both phones is really great, and on the Ultra it has autofocus on this lens, which can help out in lower light, and also it will use it when taking pictures of actual subjects and not just landscapes. The Ultra does have an S Pen option. It doesn't come in the box, but it does have the ability to use an S Pen. You can buy their new S Pen, which is called S Pen Pro, for $40, and it's not really integrated like the Note, since it doesn't have Bluetooth, so you don't have the gesture controls and things like that you find on the Note. So of course you can't put this S Pen in the phone anywhere, so you do need a case. So they have an S Pen and case combo as a $70 add-on. Is the Note gone? You know, I really don't know just yet, but I still think it's possible. I still think a foldable phone will replace the Note. Maybe not this year, but I can definitely see it happening soon. I think this is a test for Samsung to see how people will react and use it. So, you know, get ready. Overall, I like what Samsung has done with the S21 lineup so far. It's just a spec bump with some new software stuff built in, which I don't actually hate. Every year we can't expect a whole new epic phone, but I think these refinements are solid. Of course, time will tell, and with that being said, if you want to know more, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as I will be covering this phone over the next few weeks, heading up to my 30-day review. Kevin the Tech Ninja. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later. Peace.